Hi. Today we're talking about lenses. But for that, I'm not gonna need my leather jacket, and it's not that bright in here that I'd be needing my glasses, so now it's much better. Alright, some time ago I made a video about the Holy Trinity of lenses. The three-piece kit that you absolutely should have at one point. I made a video specifically for the Canon EOS R7 back in the day, before Sigma released any of the RFS lenses, so it's kind of outdated, and I thought that let's make a new one. But this time, it's for the Sony A7IV and other Sony cameras that you might be using. I'm using the A7IV, so I'm thinking about the A7IV. So, here are the lenses. And as always, I will be starting from the wide angle, which is, for me, the Sigma 16-28 f2.8 contemporary lens. Now, this is not an art lens, so it's a little bit cheaper, but it doesn't lose in quality. This is an f2.8 lens, which means it lets a ton of light in, and you can get by with this even in low light situations. I use it for vlogging, I use it for landscape photos, I use it for real estate photography, all these kind of things in which I need the wide angle. So if you have seen some of my vlogs, they're most likely they have been shot with this, because it gives me the wide angle when I'm vlogging. You can see some of the surroundings, you can see me, and if I want to punch in, there's always that 28mm there that I can punch in a little bit. It is an amazing lens, sharp, and it just works. And the best part is that the zoom is internal, so it doesn't change in size. So if you want to use it with gimbal, you're good to go. The only downside is it's got a 72mm filter thread, which I have fixed with a step-up ring, since all of my filters are 82mm. So this just lives all the time right there, and I'm good to go. 16-28 from Sigma, the contemporary version. And this lens is way more affordable than, let's say, the Sony 16-35 f2.8. This shaves down the cost significantly. So for your use, for landscape photos, if you're a vlogger, get this one. I absolutely love it. All right, then we're gonna set this aside over there, and we will move on to the next one, which is the workhorse. This lens lives on my camera for 95.6% of the time. I just threw that out of my hat because it stays on my camera like all the time. This is the true beast. This is the Sigma 2040-70 f2.8 Art. Version 1. The reason I haven't upgraded to the version 2 is because, well, this has a really fast autofocus already, and I don't see the need. What should I be shooting that moves so fast that I need even faster autofocus? But if you're looking into getting it, you can get this first version secondhand, or then you can buy the new version, the version 2, brand new, and this is much more cheaper than the Sony version. But this does not lose in quality in any way. Right now I have, is it coming off? Yeah, I have a mist filter on it, because that is what I use also almost all the time. It doesn't fit there. Yeah, it would be looking like that, but we're not using it now. This lens has an 82mm filter thread, and like I said, I use this lens all the time. Music videos, portraits, things that you don't expect. This handles everything. You can even vlog with this thing, but it's a little bit heavy for that. Andres, my friend, used to do that all the time. He was vlogging with this at 24 and he was like, oh, I can't hold it. So it's a little tight for vlogging, but for talking heads, portraits, all these kind of things, this is a beast. And like I said, it lives on my camera almost all the time. It is my workhorse, and mwah, I absolutely love it. The quality is amazing, the autofocus is fast, and this lens is sharp as a razor. So you're not gonna lose anything by buying Sigma instead of Sony. If you're gonna buy one lens for your Sony camera, get this one, or the version 2. It's up to you. The only downside of this lens, is that it's not internal zoom. it extends. So if you're using this on a gimbal, it's a pain in the ass to balance. I usually balance it around something like maybe 40 millimeters or 35, so it's pretty close. But if you're gonna pop it up all the way to 70, then the gimbal is gonna tip. So that is the one downside of this lens, but yeah, honestly, small things. If you're using gimbal, get a fixed lens. Just saying. All right, moving on to the last lens of the day of this video. This is a beast. This also is a Sigma lens. This is the 70-200 f2.8 Sport. You can use it as a weapon if you wanna, hurt someone badly. No, don't use this lens for that. Just hit the burglar with something else, please. Tack sharp, super fast. That's what the Sport is for. You can shoot sports with this because the autofocus is it's like so fast. And with the new autofocus features of the Sony cameras, you're not gonna miss a shot with this if you get this. I use this for portraits sometimes. It's a little bit big for portraits, but if you got a wedding to shoot, this is your go-to lens. It's a heavy to carry around, but you just gotta compromise because this gives you the results. This is the lens for that. And if you're looking into shooting landscapes with this, you are gonna get that smooth, silky foreground right there, and you can frame that mountaintop beautifully. And now I'm all the way in Norway right now taking photos of mountaintops, but I digress. I absolutely love it. And again, Sigma lens. It is way more cost efficient and way more cheaper than the Sony version. If you're looking into getting a Sony, I recommend getting the Sony 70-200 f4 macro. That also a beast of a lens. But if I would have to make a choice between those two, I'd always get this because I just love it. When you pack it up, you can take off the lens hood and turn around so it goes into this size and it's not gonna take too much real estate in your backpack. This has a 77mm filter thread, which is again another hassle because if you wanna match all of your filters to 82, you will have to use a step-up ring, but small things. Again, if Sigma ever makes a version 2 out of it, I hope that it's 82mm on the filter thread. Now, all of these lenses, they are expensive. I'm sorry, except for this one. This is pretty cheap. They are pretty expensive. I don't even remember the prices at the moment, but I will pop them on the screen. This one is ding! This one, the version 2, brand new, goes for ding! And the 70-200 goes with this kind of a ding price tag. So they are expensive, but not as expensive as the Sony versions. And with my friend Andreas, we have done some tests that is it worth actually buying a Sony lens or can you get by with a Sigma lens? Of course, with Sony lenses, the IBIS or the stabilization works a teeny tiny bit better, but it's not gonna save your ass if you're shaking like a leaf in a hurricane. It's not gonna save your ass even at that point. So there are some minimal differences, but if you are looking into saving some money but still buying good quality lenses, these are your options. The Sigma 16-28 f2.8 Contemporary, the Sigma 20-40-70 f2.8 Art, and the Sigma 70-200 f2.8 Sport. Oh, and one thing about this also is an internal zoom, so it doesn't extend like the Canon version does. Oh, I hate that. That's just, this should be banned. This, extending lenses, extending zooms, these should be banned, like forbidden. Just make it internal so we can use them with a gimbal. Come on, it's 2025. All right, that's all I have for you guys for this video. Hope you liked it. Hope you got something out of it. I'm happy with these lenses. This is not even mine, this is from Andreas, but I'm getting one. Hit the like button on the way out, subscribe if you have not done so already. Thanks as always for watching, and as always, I will be seeing you guys in the next one. Peace. Check this out. Check out this bad boy. This is what Sigma used to give with their lenses back in the day. This is a lens case. I mean, come on, look at that. That is like so cool. Sigma, please return these. these are amazing.